Hi, my name is Aysia Gilbert. That's Aysia. I'm here with the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program at the National Mall in Washington, D.C., and I'm here with Dr. John Edwards. Could you please spell your name for the record?
Johnedwards.
All right, and could you go ahead and share a little bit with us today?
Sure. Gregory Lloyd Edwards was an Army combat medic, and he survived 2 tours in Kosovo and Iraq, but he was neglected and gruesomely persecuted to death during a mental health crisis. So on December 9th, 2018, the 30-year-old Gregory needed medical attention at a local war march. And he did not get this medical attention. Instead, he was treated with force by the West Melbourne Police Department because he was unable to respond to them during his mental distress. In a publicly released jail video footage, it shows 7 Brevard County Sheriff deputies kicking, punching, tasing, and pepper spraying Edwards excessively. And after Gregory went limp, he was lifted into and strapped to a chair and left to suffocate with a spit hood placed over his head. This is America. So we're here to speak justice for Gregory Edwards, for his widow, for his orphan, and for his family. We believe that Brevard County Police must deliver fair justice for this war hero's untimely death. Because Gregory Lloyd Edwards left a widow, disillusioned by life and by his untimely passing. His son, who was born on the day of his funeral, did not get a chance. I can do it.
You can. You got this. You got this.
I can't do it. His son, who was born on the day of his funeral, did not get a chance to see his face. And we're left with so many questions, like, where's justice in America? And how can you survive war-torn Kosovo and Iraq, but you can't survive cops in America? And so we're so disillusioned. For me, every day I'm praying, Lord, save me from cops. I'm praying, like, save me from gentrification, because there's so much division in our nation. You know, I see the rich people living in penthouses, the poor people living in tents. You know, I even got to worry about, like, things like my student loans as a minority, because all that money could have bought my family a home. And, you know, what I find is Americans, we're sophisticated and we can evaluate real estate, for example. We all can. But when it comes to the life of a black man, we struggle with how to value their lives. And that's why we're here, because what we've done is we've upgraded the noose to a chokehold, and justice has faded into the background. This is America, and we need justice for Gregory Edwards. And we need also his organs, because those were taken from his body and those were vital pieces of evidence. But in the spirit of Claude McKay, what I want to share with Americans out of this, I want publicity. I want my fellow Americans to understand what is happening. And I'll say, in the spirit of Claude McKay, if we must die, let it not be like hogs pinned in chokeholds, surrounded by angry cops, you know, making their mark at our accursed lot. We're minorities, but we're just as great as everyone else. We're not murderers. We're not all killers. And if we must die, we want to nobly die, so that our precious blood is not shed in vain. And so for every American who watches this, we want you to support not just Gregory Edwards, but every American who has lost their life unfairly to cops, and in some cases, other violent means. And though we're far outnumbered as minorities, we have to show ourselves as being brave. And even when we're pressed against the wall and dying, we have to keep fighting back for justice. And, you know, if you'd like to have more information about Gregory Edwards, one of the places you can go is to his Facebook page, facebook.com/Justice for Gregory Edwards. But one of the things I do want to say is, you know, a lot of times we say, what is the value of a death, or why are we doing this? And I was once told that when someone dies, there's a social and economic impact. There's a repercussion. And when we lost Gregory, we not only lost a veteran, we not only lost a husband and a father, but we lost someone who was like the glue to our family. And now we're left here to mourn. And every time we have one of these marches, it brings back all the emotions. And so we've got to suffer that all over again. But what is even most hurtful in my perception is the neglect and the lack of willingness for our justice system to prevail in an equitable and fast manner. I feel that justice has turned its back to us and that our lives did not matter. And so we don't want Gregory's life to go in vain. I want everyone to stand around, support us. We want these cops to be brought to justice. And we want justice for the family. I want closure for Gregory's wife. I want his young daughter to grow up knowing that there is justice in America.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing and coming to speak with us today. It really does mean a lot. And
Could we get a close-up of your shirt and
the poster, yeah.
Sure.
You know that you have to go speak.